Welcome to this look at delicious new mods on Farming Simulator 22 with me, MrSealyp. It's Monday, the 7th of February. We've got new mods. We do have an update today. The Deutschfahr Series 9 by Redcat 3D has had an update. There are 22 mods in total today. 8 of them are ported over from Giants. I might do those as a separate mod review because there's a lot of mods to get through and I don't know if I'll be able to fit it all in without it being too long or in two parts. So I thought the easiest way to split that would be to do the Giants ones separately. In front of me then we have got the Deco Food. This is by LandDEV, 5.38 megabytes download. These are ones and twos slot count. There are 25 objects in this pack of Deco Food, and it's for immersing your gameplay, storylines, whatever you might want to do. It's a whole lot of stuff, and I'll be honest, the detail on these, the cake in the box, cheese wheels, cheese, box of cheese, bread, there's always jelly. I mean, yeah, it's amazing and incredibly well detailed. Sausage roll, look at that. So, you'll find these in build mode, under decoration, go to other, and we start there with pumpkin seed bun, pretzel rolls, wheat bread, box bread, bagel, wheat crust bread. I think everything's $10, which isn't too bad. Well, I say it isn't too bad, it's a lot. Sausage roll for $10 or £10 or €10. Wheat rolls, apple, pear, jelly, pomegranate, lychee, cookie, croissant, sausage wrapped in batter. We've got 3 types of kiwi: bread crate, cake, cheese, cheese crates, cheese wheel, round cheese, flour, and honey crates. And all the things you can get. Buying them and placing them wherever you want, as long as you own the land. Put it down. They're all pick-upable for your storylines, load into the back of vehicles, whatever you want to do. They have no value or anything like that. You know, you can't sell them, but for deliveries and things like that, it's a nice touch. I like that. Deco Food by LandDEV. Next along the line, we've got these. Now, I'm not going to go through every single one. We'll have a look. Now, this is the Buyable Bales. This is by DD ModPassion, 0.65 megabytes download. Now, this is obviously just a representation of said Buyable Bales. These are all 1 slot each. You'll find them if we go to our Bibles and we go to our bales, our objects. Now, it does say it starts with grass, and I think this is where we've got a problem because we've got Buyable Bales mod. And it says round bale hay. I think these first ones are supposed to be grass, these first 3. And we have them in all varying sizes. So we've got 125, 150. I think that's supposed to say centimetres as well, not metres. 125 metre bale. It's quite a lot. Anyway, 125, 150, 180. I think they're supposed to be grass. And then we've got 125, 150, 180 in hay. And then we've got silage, 125, 150, 180. The capacities do vary. That's why I'm saying I think these are grass. 3,500, 5,500, 7,500, then 4,500, 6,500, and 9,000 litres. That's what makes me think they're the grass and these are the hay. The silage round, we've got 3,500 litre, 5,500, 7,500. Then onto the straw, 5,000, 7,500 and 11,000 litres. Now all these can be done in amounts up to 8s. I think they're all pretty much the same. The silage wrap bales, we can do any of those colours on the wrap as well. Hang on. And then we go along to all the square bales. Now the square bales are interesting. And this has got me a bit puzzled because that says that's a small one, 120, 180, 220, 240. Again, I think these are grass, but that looks like a stack of mini bales. That says 7,000 litres. And then we can go stacks those up to 8. which gives me 56,000 litres there. And that's what I got here, was one of those stacks, but they're not individual. It won't let me lift those up. So I think it's just supposed to be a block of small bales, is the point. And then, and then the bales continue with the square bales going up for all the different sizes: grass, hay, silage and straw, all of them in stacks of 8, should you desire to buy bales. That's by DD ModPassion. Next up, we've got these, and this is a tricky one for me, only because I don't want to be negative about it. But anyway, buy pallets of raisins and grapes. It's by CuratoFarms, 0.08 megabytes download. These are 2 slots each for each one you buy. We've got raisin pallets and we've got grape pallets, grape boxes. The raisin pallet is a 1,000 litre, as you can see bottom right, and the grape one is 550 litres. These are also found in objects but under pallets. If we go right the way across, and you'll see there the raisin pallet 1,000 litres is 3,730. The grape pallet is 1,200. But here's the thing, we had a pallets mod that came out a couple of weeks ago now, and you can get a raisin pallet there for 1,000 litres for 500. So I'm not taking away from the mods, the quality's there, they look great, there's nothing wrong with them, you can buy them. But my only argument would be, at this point, why pay 3,730 for 1,000 litres when you can pay 500 for 1,000 litres with the other mod? So it's a tricky one. But anyway, these, by CuratoFarms. So the detail's fine. I don't think we can pick them up by hand. They would have to be picked up by pallet. But you can buy grapes in boxes if you wanted to as well. So that's the Buyable pallets of raisins and grapes. Next, we've got this. This is a weight pack. This is representative of the pack. This is the Steyr weight pack by AgrarDesignAustria. I'm trying to find it on my list. 5.89 megabytes download. These are they're all one slot apart from one, which is 2 slots. I don't know why, because it's in the middle as well, which is a bit peculiar. Nicely detailed. We do have the option in these to change the colours of these reflective bits on here. You will find these. I was right the first time. You'll find these under tools. It's been one of those days. Under weights. And we start with the 500 kilo, 800 kilo, 1,000 kilo. Yeah, the 1,200 is 2 slots. Then the 1,300 is back to 1. So that for some reason that one's more. Anyway, regardless of that, if we click on one, we can change the main colour. Let's go with green, for example. Changes one set of the reflective tapes, markers, and then we can go with the other ones as well. Those are your options within those 3-point link mounted pack of Steyr weights by AgrarDesignAustria. Right, leaving the platform, let's head down there. Next, we have the diesel station. The diesel station is by Kassa Farms. There are 2 in this pack. It's 0.39 megabytes download, 2 slots and 3 slots. Just there. This is a buy point for diesel. As you can see, I've got the interactive markers out so we can see everything. Really nicely detailed, weathered, chipped and damaging on the safety. I'm not saying the word because I might get in trouble. Pillars. Let's go with pillars. And even, on the pump and everything, very nicely detailed. And then we've got this one here, with a light as well, which will come on at night. I don't think there's a switch on this. I think it just comes on later on. You'll find these under buildings and tools. Yes, there we go. 2,200 for each. So whether you get the one with the light or one without, still 2,200. And the slot counts will come down from 2 and 3 to 1 for any subsequent one you buy. So they're under buildings and tools by Kassa Farms. Diesel buy points. Next, and I like. We had these on. I think we had them on 17 and 19. Definitely 19. Let's go around the back to have a quick look there. This is the Slurry shaft package by Razak. It is 2.73 megabytes download, 3 slots on console. There are 2 in this pack. There's this one, slightly darker concrete, and there's a lighter concrete one. It's a 500,000 litre slurry tank that goes down into the ground beneath the earth where you can't see it. 60 grand to buy for 500,000 litre capacity. We've got our putting in and our taking out for our slurry. Takes up very little room, which makes it very, very handy indeed. Under build mode, under silos. There we go, 60 grand, 500,000 litres. Slot count on these was 3, did I say that? It's 3 for either one, which will then come down to 1 if I get the lighter colour one so you can see. Let's move it back so it doesn't overlap. There you go. So a lighter concrete on that one. Not sure why that one's got that interior and that one's got grass. Might have to just adjust that in the sort of decoration, painting, that kind of thing. So there we go. That's the Slurry shaft package by Razak. Moving on from there, we have got the concrete manure storage. This is by Didec 96. This is 2.38 megabytes download. 2 slots each. We've got a small manure pit which will hold 30,000 litres and a large one which will hold, I want to say 80,000, yes, 80,000 litres. These, like any of the other manure pits now, when you've got your animal pens placed, whether it be cows or pigs, you place these nearby and then the manure, as long as you put straw in, will appear in here, which you can then take out from there. Nicely detailed, nicely weathered, not too big, don't take up much room. 30,000 litres and 80,000 litres compared to the standard in-game ones, which is something like 4 million litres, which, unless you've got massive herds of cows or loads and loads of pigs, it's gonna take a lot to fill those. But yeah, anyway, under build mode, under silos. $4,300 for the smaller one and $15,000 for the larger one. So prices aren't too bad on them either. I'm just thinking, what's the standard in-game price of the silos? The manure pit, 25 grand. So yeah, I suppose prices are cheaper, but then the capacity is a lot smaller. But then if you don't care and 4 million litres seems like a good capacity, then go for the 4 million. It's entirely up to you. It's all about choices, people. It's all about choices. So we go. That's the concrete manure storage. Behind me, we've got this huge building. This is part of the production chains. This is the chocolate muesli factory. So not just muesli, not just cereal factory. This is chocolate muesli. This is by LSMT Stefan. It is 3.51 megabytes download. It's 14 slots on console. Really nicely detailed, nicely modded. I've got it round the wrong way, I suppose, if you want to say it like that. We've got our point here for dealing with our production chain factory. Our putting into the factory, but here's the front. If you want it round that way, chocolate muesli factory. Nice building. Difference with this one being, because it's chocolate muesli, it requires chocolate. If we go back onto our menu here, we've got our cereal. I've got no materials, but that you turn it on to activate it or deactivate it. It requires honey, raisins, chocolate, oats and sugar, and it will produce cereal, which can be sold at a cereal sell point anyway, but the difference is it's chocolate because it's got chocolate in it. We can change our output mode when you're on cereal, storing, selling or distributing. Again, cereal doesn't have an ongoing production chain, so that still puzzles me. I would still go storing or selling if it was me. This you'll find in build mode, under production, under factories. So the cereal factory is 110 grand. If we keep going across, there we go. Chocolate muesli factory. I mean, the factory's just a different sign. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just been adjusted. A few colour changes here and there. As I said, 14 slots comes down to 110 grand as well. That's a pretty big building, but you'll find it there under build mode and production and factories. That's by LSMT Stefan. Moving on from there, we have got oh actually yes, before we do the vehicles, this is an absolute doozy and I love it. I was talking to MrSealyp about mods and various different things and new mods versus mods that have been ported over, or mods that may be new but are other versions of things we've already got. I like it when you get things that stand out. Now this initially didn't for me. It's a bit of a shock, this one. This is the Hauer RK Basket and Stone Picker. This by Glumpii or Glumpii and privatprivat, or private, depends how you say it. I think it's privatprivat. And it's a bucket. It's a 1,200 litre bucket, and it will do sugar beet potatoes. And my initial thoughts, and I apologise, was okay, it's another front loader bucket. Do we really need another front loader bucket? We're going to get loads, but that's the way it is. 2.03 megabytes download, 2 slots on console. But this has a phenomenal trick up its sleeve. If we go into our tools and we go to our front loader tools, it's only 1,200 litres, but don't let that put you off. RK Beet Basket and Stone Picker. Options available, we can change the main colour from Hauer Orange Metal or Alternate Metal. Gives it a more kind of like more mottled, I suppose, maybe hardened or whatever. And really that's kind of it until you get to this point. So he'll pick up beets and stuff, 1,200 litres, but this you can use as a rock picker, and you actually turn it on. So top left, L1, turn on front loader tool. I've now turned it on. If we put it down to the earth, you get this animation as we drive forward, look. And this will pick up the stones. So it acts as a rock picker, but even better than that, it will do them at the speed of the vehicle. Now, only downside, it says, actually I went a little bit too fast there maybe, or maybe I wasn't actually touching the floor, that could be why. Let's drop that right now. Why does that stop picking them up? Anyway, there we go. So whilst it is narrower and it is a smaller capacity than the rock pickers, you can go faster. Downside, you can't hire a worker. If I press circle now, it puts me to the screen where you would set workers up. But, I mean, the larger rock pickers only a 2,000 litre capacity anyway, and this is 1,200. And because of the speed you can go with it, I think that's brilliant. It's a clever little idea, invention. I like the animation on that. That's really cool. And like I said, just a bit of a surprise. I wasn't expecting it. So there we go. The Hauer Arcade Basket and Stone Picker by Glumpii and privatprivat. Moving on. So, over here, we have got the Fliegl ASS. The Fliegl ASS, or fly glass, it depends how you put it. The Fliegl. Anyway, this is a trailer. It's the 298. It is by LandDEV. It is 3.71 megabytes download, 3 slots on console. It's a 48,000 litre capacity semi-trailer, or with a dolly and a tractor. And this is a push trailer, not a tip trailer, which makes it rather handy too. There's a few different options available on this. What I do like as well, underneath you've got a grain door underneath the back here, so you can have it on normal or grain door. You can open the back without it tipping if you want to as well. Nicely detailed, nicely made. You'll find it under trailers. 61 grand for 48,000 litre capacity. It will take everything along the bottom there. Slot count will come down from 3 to 1. We've got the option of, I think we've only got a couple of choices here, have we? Trelleborg, Michelin, BKT, Vredestein and Lizard, but in all of those there's no other choices within those, just those. I tell you what, I do like the lizards, the dual lizards on there. That looks quite cool. And then we have the option to change the rim colour. There is a chromed one on the end there, and then a fairly standard option package, I guess, and then license plate option as well if you want to go for a license plate. Those are your options on that. What we'll do is start it up. So L1 and X, we can just open the back without it tipping. So you can put other stuff in there if you wanted to, actually. If you want to put pallets and things like that in, you could load some pallets and stuff in. There's no straps or anything. You could if you wanted to. Unload does that, and the whole back slides, as you might expect. And then if we go to tip side grain door, and we zoom in and whoa, too far, zoom in and leave, and then unload. There we go. Not a bad size, not a bad capacity, really nicely made. The Fliegl ASS298 by LandDEV. Next, we've got this. This is the golf cart, the Lizard golf cart by FS Modding. It is 6.22 megawatts download, 4 slots on console. I've gone for leather seats on my one, as you can see. I mean, it's just one of those quirky little things to have. There's no straps or anything for putting anything on. It's just for driving around. It goes up to, I think, 18 miles an hour, but it stops really quickly to the point where I think it was going to rip the motor out. But anyway, you'll find this under vehicles and cars. It's only £8,000. Slot count will come down from 4 to 1, as you can see. 50 horsepower engine. Unload mechanics. Well, it's not actually unload mechanics. You've got a cover, really, is what it means by that. So you've got cover on or cover off. I went cover off. Main colour, anything on that pallet. And then design colour changes the seats. And then you've got license plate option if you want to go for a license plate on there as well. We'll hop on in. Of course it has. Lights, indicators. You'll see what I mean. It goes up to 18 really quickly. If I stop, I mean, that's insane. So if you let your finger off or foot off the accelerator, it just stops. It's that judder where it's changing from forward to reverse. Do that too often, you're going to rip the axle clean off. But there you go. First person looks like this. What I do like though is just a very nice steady steer on this. So a lot of the steering wheels kind of go one way or the other really quickly. This has got a nice steady steering wheel on it, which I like. There we go. That's the Lizard golf cart by FS Modding. Next we have got this here. This is the Case IH Vestrum series. This is by Redcat 3D and Lucas 2002. 13.92 megawatts download, 19 slots on console. Nicely detailed tractor with a few options on it as well. So we'll find this one under small tractors on the very end there. Slot count will come down from 19 to 1. This will go up to a maximum of 130 horsepower, I think. 102,800. We've got the option of Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, Mitas, BKT, Vredestein, Nokians, and back to Trelleborg. Under Nokians, we've got the Standard, and we've got the Standard 2 and Communal. If we go back to our Trelleborgs, I'm pretty sure on this one it's the Trelleborg. Gives you a narrow option. I'm trying to think now because there's 3 different tractors. I'm not going to, I've said this before when I do this, I'm not going to rig them all out because the amount of options and tyre manufacturers we've got now as well. But we can have a look at some of the options as we go. I think that's what I went for, the rear narrow twins. Then we go, so rear twin, twin, bad standard. Michelin. Continental. Mitas starts on wide. It's just wides and wide and weights on the Mitas. BKT starts on wides, wides and weights. Vredestein. and then we've done the knock-ins already. So a few of the early ones have got narrows. The trailer bulk's got narrows, and there's a couple that only do wides and weights, and a few of the others have got twins and rear twins and twins as well as an option. Beacon lights, none, left, right, both, or off. Then we've got EU or US. Now the only difference I could tell, or difference is, on the EU version we've got the 40 mph speed limit there, and the hub looks like that. If we go for the US, takes off that and changes the hub on the rear wheel. Then we've got weight carrier on the front, 500 kilo, 1000 kilo, or 3-point link. Then we've got mirror inside, so you can have an extra mirror, which I think I went for doing your makeup, that kind of thing. Yes or no. Front loader attacher, quick, Hauer or Stoll. And then we've got engine size, 100 horsepower, 110, 120, 130 is your maximum. Main colour, any one of those in that palette. And then you've got a license plate option as well. There's no rim option on this one. Those are your choices. We'll hop in. Start up. Beacons, horn, lights. Nice looking little tractor this. Now this does have, under L1 and R1 together, left stick side to side opens and closes the sunroof. See that? Right stick side to side opens and closes the door, left door. I do like it's got a open and closing stand as well, and then L1, R1 and up and down opens and closes the rear window. First person looks like this, and there's your makeup mirror you can have as an addition. Nice detailing. That mirror works really well, doesn't it? There we go. That's the Case IH Vestrum series by Redcat 3D and Lucas 2002. Next, we've got the Case Optum CVX. This is by Didec 96, 16.61, I think 16.61 megabytes download, 6 slots on console. You'll find this under medium tractors. There aren't as many options on this one, I don't think, if I recall correctly. So, options on this one, you'll find this under medium tractors. 240 grand for the base model with a top horsepower of 313. Slot count will come down from 6 to 1 for any duplicates you may decide to have. Options on this, we've got the option of Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, Mitas, PKT, Vredestein, knock-ins, and back to Trelleborg. Under the knock-ins, we've got standard and standard 2, but I don't know, there's no combinal on this one. Under Trelleborg, we've got standard, wheel weights, wides, wide and weights, rear twin, twin, narrow tyres, back to standard. I don't think all of them have narrows. I think it might only be the Trelleborg. Standard, wheel weights, wides, wides and weights, rear twins, twins, back to standard on the Michelin. Continental, standard, wheel weights, rear twins, twins. No extra weights on that one. Mitas has only got narrows, so the Mitas only has a narrow with no other option. BKT, standard, wheel weights, wides, wide and weights, rear twin, twin, narrows, and back to standard. Vredestein, standard, wheel weights, wides, wide and weights, rear twins, twins, back to standard. And we've done the knock-in already. Engine size options, we have got a 288 horsepower, 313. Those are the two options for that. And then you've got a license plate option if you want to put a license plate on it. So let's hop in, start her up. This doesn't have doors or windows that open. Horn, beacons, lights. slightly larger than the Vestrum next to it, as you can see. Interior comes standard with the makeup mirror, very nice indeed. Nicely detailed. Nice bit of rock and roll and in-cab sounds. There we go. That's the IH Optum CVX by Deck96, which brings me on to the last of the mods for today. Well, say, yeah, for today. I know, like I say, I might do the Giants ones separately. I was only saying that because when I did these before, and I said, look, Giants are just porting these over. In my opinion, these all should have been in the base game anyway. They shouldn't be coming as extra mods. They should be in the base game. That's just my opinion, I'll be honest with you. But I also then thought, if I sort of do that whole, look, we had these in FS19, you may not have played FS19. FS22 may be the first game you ever played. Farmdor's going mental. My eldest daughter's just arrived, so he's losing his tiny little mind. Anyway, so like I say, I'll probably do those separately because there's a lot of them, another 8 on top of what we've done already. But in front of me, we've got the John Deere 7R Series 2018. This by C007. 44.03 megabytes to download and 14 slots on console. So, you'll find this one under large tractors. On the end, 238 grand for the base model, goes up to 352 horsepower. Slot count will come down from 14 to 1. It's quite heavy on the megabyte download, this one, 44.03. Options available, a little bit like the one we just did actually, the IH Optum by Deck. Fairly, I say fairly basic. I know it sounds detrimental. It's not what I mean. We've got Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, Mitas, BKT. There's no Nokian option under this one. Under Trelleborg, we've got standard, weights, rear twins, twins, back to standard. I think they're all pretty much the same on this one. Standard, wides. Oh no, it's just standard wide on the Michelin. Continental, standard, wheel weights, rear twins, twins, back to standard. Mitas, standard, wheel weights, rear twins, twins, back to standard. BKT, same thing. There's no narrows on any of these, no narrow twins, nothing like that. Then back to Trelleborg. Engine size, 269 horsepower, 290, 305, 332, 352. And then number plate option, if you wish to have a number plate on it. Those are your choices, your options on the John Deere 7. Oh, we'll hop in, start her up. No doors or windows opening on this one either. Beacons at the front of the cab rather than the rear. Lights. Horn. Does look nice. Does look nice. Does sound nice. This one doesn't come standard with a makeup mirror, unfortunately. Interior, oh, I've got flickering on the mirrors. Fixed. Looks like this. Nice, neat and tidy. I do like it when you can see the wheels turning. I know, like when you've got mud guards and stuff, but I don't know. Just looks cool. Visibility is good. Oh no, there is a makeup mirror up there. Oh, phew. So how am I going to put my lippy on, you know? So, there we go. That's it for the mods for this mod review. That's the John Deere 7R Series 2018 by C007. I hope you found all of this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.